Hal, roll a d20. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Hal, roll a d20. I'm sorry, Dave. I cannot do that. Hal, roll a d20. I'm sorry, Dave. Rule 0 says I do not have to roll a d20. What's up, programs? It is I, your voice in the wind, the M in the Matrix, the OGGM coming to you from somewhere in the interweb. And everything is coming up artificial intelligence. We have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. 4 news stories regarding how the world is finally dealing with the AI evolution. As more and more of our jobs are being taken over by computers that apparently do not understand what hands look like, and for having the word artificial intelligence in his name still proved to be dumber than a cardboard box, Hasbro has made their machinations, their evil secret plans for AI known. Finally, maybe. Now, obviously, the source of this is Polygon and other interweb. So, now a lot of people are saying, well, Wizards of the Coast said they weren't going to use AI. And that is from a response that Wizards made very early on to the leak from the OGL from January 2023. It seems to be like years ago, but it was only 6-7 months ago. Dear God, help us. Where once they said, oh, that leak? I know you guys are worried about these things we said in the leak, but we want to assure you we have absolutely no plans to have artificial intelligence dungeon masters on D&D Beyond. Why did you buy D&D Beyond? So we could have a way for people to have digital access to all their stuff, because we said we were going to do that in 2020. And then Wizards of the Coast went on to say, we think we're going to have in the future digital AI DMs for, when you guys can't get a game going, but you still want to play, you can just get the AI to run a game for you. And then Hasbro said, hey, remember in 2020 when we told you we were going to do all these things and you still get upset when we do the things we said we were going to do in 2020? And remember where we laid out our plan that ends in 2027? Yeah, no, apparently not. Apparently nobody remembers that we told you we've been consistently telling you we were going to do this. So you guys, at this point, if people are upset that Hasbro is doing things that they said they were going to do, that's on you. That is literally on you. Hasbro is going over to use AI for art and writing stuff. Maybe it just has something to do with their plans for digital gaming. Who knows? People are still upset, and I'm like, dude, at this point, no, you have no reason to be upset anymore. I'm sorry, you have lost that. Hasbro has been repeatedly honest about their plans, and you're still like, what? And so I was like, no, but fuck you. We told you we're going to do this. Stop crying. So what are their plans exactly? Their plans are they're going into business with a company called Teburu, Teburu's, who they have smart sensing technology and something that could be considered artificial intelligence. And then we have pictures of things that are from any Hasbro product. I'm not even sure what these are. These look like that weird, remember that weird chess game, Dreamscape? Yeah. So what has Teburu made? They made a game called The Bad Karmas and a game called Curse of the Zodiac. And they have designed digital board games and real board games and figures for these digital board games. So this is supposed to be the Zodiac? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. So yeah, they will partner with Explord and Teburu, XPLORD, Teburu, TEBURU, which means probably they're going to buy them out eventually. We venture into the future where technology seamlessly integrates with analog gaming experiences. Working with Explored enables us to deliver innovative gameplay for our players and fan, limitless digital expansions to physical games, seamless onboarding, and powerful AI-driven game mechanics. So what does that sound like? That sounds like there will be apps that run with the game. And, you know, they're talking about the whole advanced reality thing with the layovers, and half of, 80% of it, the thing is on the phone, but there's still some actual tabletop thing. And like the DM puts the map on his computer, and then everybody else logs onto that map. And then you hold the map up and it superimposes itself on whatever you're playing. And then you can move your little figures around it on the table. But the whole problem with this, of course, is everybody's head is in the computer of choice and not actually paying attention to what's going on at the table. I can see hundreds of sodas being knocked over already. And it is still dependent on everybody's comptometer of choice being able to do the exact same thing at the exact same speed. And show me any example where that has been able to happen so far. Even NASA. So, what do we know about these guys? They made a game, and the game is internet savvy. So, if you have the game, you can scan the barcodes, and things pop up, and LEDs light, and bells and whistles, things that I don't really care about, but apparently are important. What does this have to do with them actually having AI? They're working on a virtual tabletop for Dungeons and Dragons. It's still in alpha phases. They're working with Explore to give them the hardware and connectivity for the virtual tabletop, which is, I believe, still Unreal. Cynthia Williams is talking about it. Why did we bring Cynthia Williams on, a former CEO from Microsoft? Because we're taking our entire D&D stuff digital. Wait, what? You're doing what with D&D? We're taking it digital. How dare you do what you exactly said you were going to do, which is the best thing for business. Now, I hate to take Wizards of the Coast side, but on this one, I'm sorry, I'm on their side. It's just good business to take as many things digital as you can, because there's no more paper. Anyways, if you're wondering what to hear more about the partnership and what Hasbro's plans are, just wait 24 hours, because tomorrow is the Q earnings call. Oh, yes, in just a mere 24 hours, we will know exactly what Hasbro has planned for 2023, 2024, and how much money they have made this year so far since the January panic. Now, nowhere in this article does it say, oh, yes, we are totally converting over to AI, and we're presenting all new AI rulings and stuff for Wizards of the Coast and all the other stuff. All they're saying is, yes, we are going to be working hand in hand, i.e. buying out companies that are onboarding into this inevitable digital future where you have these interactive things. You buy the game has a board or a virtual representation of the board. You move the little things around and the game responds, or the game does things, or it's half internet, half real, blah, 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 yakety smackety. I'm worried about AI taking over. Too late. But again, the whole problem with this is it breaks down to the hardware. The software can be HAL 9000 Skynet level of advancements, but you need to have the hardware that is able to run this. And I can tell you from personal experience, even if you have a bunch of people at the table all doing D&D Beyond on their comptometer of choice, none of them are doing it at the exact same speed. And none of them are, and it's only as good as the internet connection where you are. I think you all remember my story about the guy who spent 20 freaking minutes trying to get to D&D Beyond on his phone to add a plus 1d6 damage to the damage his character did. 20 minutes of trying to get the digital D&D Beyond magic wand thingy to figure out how to add plus 1d6 because he had picked up something that let him do an extra d6 damage. 20 minutes. You know how long it took me to figure that out? Plus 1d6. What was that? 4 seconds? 4 seconds to write plus 1d6 on my character record sheet, as opposed to 20 minutes. So You can rattle and shake about and fear about the inevitable AI overlords taking over gaming. Hasbro can sit there and its ivory tower of evil machinations with this Eye of Mordor over going, we just sold a magic card for $2 million. We're taking things AI, sort of, not really. We are, kind of. We told you we were going to do this in 2020. And I'm going to go, well, when the hardware catches up with the software, maybe it'll be a concern. So, yeah, there you go. AI is the inevitable fate of Hasbro. Dear gosh. I know the main reason this is upsetting people is because people claim that Hasbro said they weren't going to do this, but actually it was Wizards of the Coast covering their ass at the very beginning of the January 2023 OGL OSR nonsense, where the leak had just been come out. And one of the things in the leak was about AI, and Wizards was like, no, we would never replace our real life AIs DMs with artificial intelligence DMs. We would never, ever create a program or buy a program that lets you play D&D online. Oh, wait, D&D Beyond. We bought D&D Beyond. We totally have a program that is designed to replace physical things, because now we have a D&D Beyond that does all the things. And then they went on to say, of course, that, yeah, they're thinking about doing AI DMs for D&D Beyond and this virtual tabletop that may or may not exist, because, well, we know that there's times when you can't all get together, but you still want to play. So why not have an AI DM as one of the things you can do in the future of D&D Beyond? Because, yeah, I, for one, embrace our inevitable AI overlords. What do you think? Do you even care? I mean, it's Hasbro. And so, yeah, take anything Hasbro says with a grain of salt. They are constantly changing their minds, so, but yeah, it was inevitable. It has been what they have been gearing that aspect of Hasbro for since 2020, since they brought Cynthia Williams on, since they brought Mr. Cook on, since they bought D&D Beyond, since they bought all these other video game companies, since they restructured. It has been the inevitable goal. So I'm sorry if you're still upset about it. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Talk to you soon, because we've got more stories to go. AI taking over the world, artificial intelligence.